It's low key, and I am. I say I am. Know who I am. Let's have a real conversation. Uh, Today we're gonna be talking about Silo, Apple TV. I really didn't want to pay $10, but I wanted to. I was waiting for Silo. I wanted to wait till the season ended so I could just binge watch it because I'm just not I'm not that once a week type of person. That shit is annoying. I'm a binge watcher. I'll watch. They got 10 episodes. It's basically almost an hour every episode. I'll watch every single fucking episode in one day, and I will not rewatch it. You know what I mean? I'll watch the episode. I'll watch the whole season, um, and then I'll go on YouTube and watch the videos where they react to it or whatever. But this is a great show, and it's so many moments where I want to I want to screen record what's going on in the show, just the dialogue and the events that happen and how they happen, and it just shows you human nature. Humans are so fucking predictable, man, and they're so gullible. Let's have a real conversation. Like it's nothing new under the sun when it comes to manipulation, societal manipulation, social engineering. Let's just call it what it is. So Silo is on season 2. um I just finished watching episode 8. There's 2 episodes left. I think they come out on Fridays. But yeah, Apple TV is free right now, which is crazy because I was like, fuck, I guess I'm gonna have to pay this $10. So I went ahead and was gonna go pay the $10, and then they said, oh, it's free for the weekend. I said, what? So it's just like when you talk about, I don't know what they call it. I guess the big ass staircase or whatever. And the thing that stands out the most to me is, which really doesn't make any sense, but it makes all the sense in the world. The people, obviously, like it's like the people at the bottom, you know what I mean? They dirty. They live in like they not, it's just like the class, right? It's just a class. That's why I don't do the whole racism shit. It's a class war. That's all it's ever been. Class war. Who controls the most resources? That's it. Or a resource war. It's not a race war. It's a resource war, right? So people all the way at the bottom that work on the machines or whatever, they get treated like shit, looked down upon, and you go all the way up to the people at the top, um, like the mayors or the judges, things of that nature. Then you got the people the people I hate the most. I call them the Illuminati henchmen. They call them raiders. They're basically the police or whatever. All blacked out like terrorists. Let's have a real conversation. And they enforce, right? They're the middleman. They're the barrier between real sovereignty. It's so many times in this show I'm watching this shit, and it's the white guy. I forget his name. The white dude that's basically, he's the boss. And he's trying to maintain the silo, right? But before I get to him, it's just like at the bottom, the people that work on the machines, they're considered like, the bottom class. But the crazy thing is they control the power of the entire silo. So when they try to G check the people at the top, they'll turn the power off. And it's so much like, symbology in this show. Um, and that's one of them because it's like, even though they're at the bottom, they control the power, like the actual electricity of the entire. Basically, like Silo is like, think about just an underground world, just an underground society, um, and they have everything under there. Last week I was watching the show. This show actually reminds me exactly of this movie called it was with the train. Oh my god, Snowpiercer, I think it's called. And it's the same thing. At the back of the train, it's just poverty. You got people eating At one point in time, you had people, you know, turning into cannibals because they weren't eating, they weren't getting any food from the front of the train. So they were literally cutting off their own limbs and letting people eat. Like, yo, it's crazy, dude. Just pure desperation. And then you have, once you go up, the more you go up through the trains, you know, it's just the decadence, right? You can see that. And you can see the wealth and things of that nature. And that's this show basically, it's like Snowpiercer and Silo is kind of like almost, they're just very similar, you know what I mean? And so they'll G check them. The people at the bottom will G check them, and they'll, you know, turn the power off, and they'll say, well, they'll make demands, we want this or we want that, or we want to talk to the mayor or some shit like that, or the judge or whatever. And but the symbology behind that is the power. It's they control the power. That's power. In the silo, that's the most important thing, the electricity, the power. And they control that, the people at the bottom. But it's just like, it's the significance of that is the world that we live in today. I always tell people it's a class war, and there's more of us than there is them. There's more of us than there is them. We have hella power. We have hella power. You know what I'm saying? But because we at the bottom, you know, we're programmed to just attack each other and hurt, like literally attack each other, harm each other, delete each other, things of that nature. That's how we're programmed. Um, because they know if we came together, you know what I'm saying? We control everything. If we stop showing, it's just like how they control the power of the machines. We control the machines out here. If we stop showing up for work, a lot, you know what I mean? The people at the top, it's going to crumble. It's going to crumble. You know, the whole system is going to collapse from, you know, from underneath them. Let's have a real fucking conversation. But this is why they have to do these, they have to you know, manipulate these narratives, man. It shows you in the show. The perfect example, one of the perfect examples is when I guess she was the judge. I don't fucking remember. The black lady, trash character. She was just when she died. I was so happy. I was like, thank God. Very unbearable, very dislikable character. She was an alcoholic, and she, it just felt like she brought nothing to the show. Like, she really was like a drunk mammy. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, anybody could get on TV, huh? So long story short, the guy at the top, like the leader of the silo, or we'll just call him like the president of the silo, right? He's basically the president. He kills her. He poisons her, but the people at the bottom, that's all the way at the bottom, that work on the machines, they turned the power off, and they demanded to have a meeting with her. And when they went to go meet up with her, you know, like the president allowed it, whatever. And then when they walked into her office, she had a knife in her chest. And so basically the president set it up. The president killed this I forget the mayor, the judge. I think it's a judge, right? Yeah, so the mayor killed the judge. The president kills the judge, but once again, it's just like they're rewriting history. They're engineering, like, you know, manipulating a narrative. And then so when the people at the bottom walked out of the office, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's watching, all the people in the little, I want to say, I was about to say town, but all the people of the silo are watching, and they're just like, he basically, the president says the people at the bottom killed the judge. You know what I'm saying? You know? So it's like little stuff like that where it's like, bro, this is exactly what we seeing every day. From the narratives about these drones, from the narratives about wars, these wars that weapons of mass destruction, all of these manipulated, um, fabricated, fake ass narratives that they make up. This Hegelian dialect, problem, reaction, solution shit. At the end of the day, and you got to see both sides, and I see both sides. You got the people that they want to be free, they want to know the truth. They want to be free. They want to know the truth. But then you got the other side that's like, oh well, listen, if you if we let you be free and have it, first of all, as soon as you go outside, you're all gonna die. So who's gonna fucking keep this place running? You know, because the people at the top, they don't want to do that slave labor. Let's have a real conversation just like in real life. Why you think they just don't, you know, get rid of all of us? Because they don't want to be down here at the bottom doing this slave labor. They want to be chilling somewhere, you know, on an island, relaxing, you know, reaping the benefits of our slave labor. Let's have a real conversation. It's as simple as that. So, so yeah, man, it just shows you that. And then, you know, when it comes to people coming together at the bottom, it's just so shisty, man. It's so grimy, dude. It's so fucking grimy because you would think logically that the people that would be the most solid and loyal to each other is the people that don't have shit, the people that don't have shit, right? So there's multiple times in the show where there's the people at the bottom, the people that work the machines and whatever, the lowest class or whatever, they turn on each other. Um, you know, they're manipulated to turn on each other and shit, bro. And it's just the most sickening shit ever, dude. So in one situation, basically, um, it was it was a female in a lower class, on the lower levels or whatever, and her mother was sick and she needed medicine. So long story short, you know, because the president was trying to, you know, teach them a lesson and punish them at the bottom. So the president, you know, bribed her or whatever you want to call it, and said, listen, if you want this medicine for your mother to stay alive, and it's how they find the weakest link, or they find the easy weak point, and they attack it. It's as simple as that. That's how evil works. Let's have a real conversation, or you can just call it an amazing strategy, whatever. So that's it. He said, well, listen, we got this medicine for your mother. If you want her to live, what we need you to do is literally put rat poisoning on all of the food. So that's what the bitch went and did. You know, in the cafeteria, whatever where the food was, she sprayed rat poison on all the food. All the food went bad. But she did come out and tell them, you know, even though she poisoned, it's the crazy shit ever. She poisoned all the food, but then before anybody ate it, she said, you know, she told them it was bad, don't eat it. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you're dealing with. Then you got another situation where one of the main characters, um, you know what I'm saying? She turned into a snitch. She turned into a whole snitch and was telling the president about basically, you know, what the rebels were gonna do before they did it, and so that whenever the rebels went to go do some rebellion shit, whenever the rebels went to go rebel, they would get caught, they would get ambushed. You know what I mean? And you know, and she was one of the main characters that you was like, oh shit, this person like is a rat. That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's one of the last people you would expect to be a rat. And the reason why she sold out is because they came through with the you know, the LGBTQ came through real heavy on the heavy on the rainbow flag. They came through heavy on the rainbow flag, the LGBT. And basically it's like this fucking 60, 70-year-old white woman, and 25 years ago she got divorced. She got divorced to an old ass black woman in the show. So it's some lesbian action, but it's like, it's not even like, sexy carpet munching activity going on. It's just old, decrepit. And it was funny because in one of the episodes, the old white lady kissed the old black lady in the mouth, and I was like, that don't, that don't seem right. That don't seem right. They always sneak. I mean, I don't think there's a show on TV that you could go 10 episodes without there being some just blatant gay shit in your face. Like, you know what I mean? That's not that there's anything wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? I guess, right? YouTube, there's nothing wrong with that, but man. So yeah, so then okay, so because in an episode after that, she tells out it's because she was locked up. Like the black lady got locked up. So then the president was like, if you want to keep her alive, this guy is like the fucking king ultimatum, I tell you, man. And the whole time, every time I'm just like, why doesn't somebody just stab him in the fucking neck? Like, y'all so pussy. Like, every scene where this guy is just, I'm like, bro. And they'll be alone with the president. I've never seen nothing like, they'll be alone. It's not like he got guards with him or they got guns to their head. He'll be alone with these individuals. I'm like, you can just stab him one good time in the neck. And that's the end of this shit, right? The show over right there. You just show over. That's it. Show over. But they just, and it just reminds me, that's how I be in real life, because even though these people at the bottom and they claim to want the truth, they claim to want freedom, they claim that they want to go outside and all of this shit, but at the end of the day, man, these people, they only care about their own. It's just always this pattern of people putting their own personal interests before the group, before, you know what I'm saying, the group, like everybody else. So this lady done sat up there. She was divorced from this lesbian white woman, was divorced from a lesbian black woman for 25 years. And now all of a sudden she ready to crash out over this old ass black pussy. Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? It's just bad writing. If we having a real conversation, that's just bad writing. So you sold out the whole group or whatever for what? For some chick, you divorced this black chick. You clearly didn't want to be with her no more, and then now all of a sudden she means everything to you. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's just bad writing. I didn't even talk about the white chick and Solo. I don't even know the white chick's name, bro. Oh, Juliet and Solo. Not even gonna really talk about that too much. Juliet is a bad bitch. She is bad as hell. I would do things to Juliet that I'm not allowed to say out loud, especially on the internet. But yeah, I gotta go stalk her on Instagram, man, allegedly. But but yeah, man, it's just like, it shows you the sabotage and the betrayal that would happen in real life if there was ever some sort of a rebellion or some, a situation like that, man. It shows you that you couldn't even trust your own people. And I'm saying, like, people that's just as fucked up as you in your own class. You know what I'm saying? The people that's economic slaves. Let's have a real conversation, bro. It's gross, man. And it was a part in the show. I'm kind of forgetting it. But long story short, they were talking about, what are you trying to do here, basically. And he was saying, I think it was one of the rebels. He was saying, well, we gotta. It was Shirley. It was the black chick with the big ass fucking. She got like a Johnny Bravo face, bro. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like a black chick. I thought she was gay too. Her face literally looks like Johnny Bravo. Like, she got so much chin and jaw meat on her face. It's just crazy. Her fucking face is huge, dude. Like, for real. I'm like, I can't even, I'm like, I like her hair, you know what I'm saying? I like her little skin, you know what I'm saying? She got a little fit body yaddy, you know what I'm saying? But that fucking face, bro, she got a strong, meaty face, man. She's not hot, man. She like a 3. She pushing a 3.1. Let's have a real conversation, man. She pushing a 3.1 um out of 10, dude. And I'm being generous, man. Let's have a real conversation, dude. That shit, man. You know, she gotta get facelift or ugh. But anyway, so she was Shirley was talking. They gave this lady the weirdest name too. She was talking to somebody. I forget. I think she was talking to the older white lady or she was talking to somebody, and she was saying basically. Oh, I think she was talking to the white dude. I don't know. She was talking to somebody, and basically it was like, well, what are you trying to accomplish here? And she was saying, well, we need to we need to find the truth. We need to find people that's like us. And that's what we see every fucking day in the truth community with all of these videos and people just asking all these questions, but you'll never get the answer to. Let's have a real conversation. Um, so she's basically saying, and then we gotta take action. And basically, the person she was talking to was like, "Well, they'll be waiting for you. Whatever you go to do that, they'll be waiting for you." And that reminds me of real life. That's how it is. Like, they're whatever. I mean, when people finally get off their fucking ass, because I feel like, based on observation, I feel like I'm the only human being on YouTube that's literally saying, hey, why don't we get off the internet and come together in real life and search for the truth or take action as far as trying to be sovereign and all of this other shit. And I just don't hear nobody else talking like that. No one. Not a single person. Every other person is just talking about, like, decoding this or trying to, like, expose that and all. I'm like, bro, it doesn't. You don't realize we're past that. That moment is done. It's over. You know what I'm saying? They're using they're using the internet as it's like a coping mechanism. That's all this shit is. You know, that's all it is. People come on here and they vent about how they feel about the society and the government and things of that nature. And then once they get it out, it's like, okay, on to back to real life. It's like a fucking counselor or a therapy. It's like a big ass couch. That's what this shit just feel like. Social media. It just feels like a big ass couch where people just vent whatever their frustrations and shit like that, and then they just clock back into the matrix. That's what this shit feels like, man. And it's just like, it's not supposed to be like this. We're not supposed to be living like this. We're not supposed to be slaves like this. We're not supposed to be working all of these hours a week. We're not supposed to be paying all this money for basic essentials. You know what I'm saying? There's people over here where I live at trying to charge $1,000 plus for a room to if you just want somewhere to sleep, not for a room where you got to share a bath, share everything else in the house. These people are charging $1,000 for a room. You know, these people is out here. You go to 7-Eleven or whatever convenience store. These people are charging up to $4 for a bottle of water, $4 and $5 for a bottle of water. This is pure fucking evil, dude. This is pure evil, and I can't believe that people continue to just submit and just go along with it. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. I was talking to my friend the other day. I'm like, bro, in a couple years, you gonna go get some fast food, or you gonna go to the whatever, you're gonna go get something to eat, and a chicken sandwich is gonna be $100. And people are going to pay it. And then they're so brainwashed and just spiritually fucking dead and lost that they're gonna buy this $100 chicken sandwich and they're gonna flex it. They're gonna showcase it on social media like it's like a badge of honor. You're a sucker. You just got scammed. You got conned. You know what I mean? It's just a ripoff. This whole shit is rigged, man. Let's have a real conversation. This whole shit is rigged, and that's what it says in one of the in episode 8. You know, saying it's basically saying if you made it this far, then you'll realize this shit is rigged, and that's all it is. That's all it is. The entire everything about this game is rigged, and the only way you can win is not playing it, and that's it. You got people out here. I got problems with people that feel like they can play this game and win. That'll never happen. That's why you frustrated. That's why you in a situation you in because you're trying to win a game that was never designed for you to win from the beginning. It was never fair. You know what I'm saying? So it's a great show. Silo season 2 is a great show. I love the moments in the show that just like it show certain patterns of humans and how they would act, how shit would go down. You know what I mean? This is something that pisses me off in the show is like how these people barely eat. Like at least like Juliet or whatever. Like Juliet barely eats. Like she eats like once a week or once every couple of days and shit. And then she had an infection. Like it's just not. This is bad writing. She had an infection from like long as hell. and then out of nowhere she just starts to feel it. I'm like, yeah, you should have launched your arm by now. Like she had a big ass cut on her arm, and then she's like diving in still water. Like, bro, I watched this shit because I've been watching these videos on YouTube about still water, and then they talking about a brain eating MOBA, whatever the fuck it's called. And I'm like, okay. In this episode, in one of the episodes, she falls. She's trying to like get across somewhere, and Juliet falls into still water. And I'm like, well, shouldn't that be her brain about to get eaten? Like, what the fuck am I watching? What the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean? So I'm thinking like, I'm thinking about real life shit in this TV show, and this is not. This is not. A lot of times they're suspending reality in this show, but a lot of times they're also showing you exactly, um, the only thing would be difference is the setting. You know what I mean? But the show is so good. In the future, I could see that, man. We having conversations right now about. Am I allowed to say the word? Uh, the word rhymes with bucular. The word rhymes with bucular. We're having conversations about drones looking for bucular materials and stuff like that, right? So I could see I would not be surprised in my lifetime, which I wish I could hurry up and get the fuck up out of here. That would be so dope if I could just get the fuck up out of here. But where they're talking about I would not be surprised if there was a future in my lifetime if I lived to be 70 or 80 where it was some fucking Fallout. It looked like a Fallout TV show outside, man. I would not be surprised. The way this year is going already, the way last year ended, you got these imbecile puppets in charge. It's a joke. We literally live in an episode of a cartoon. Pick one. Pick one. It's as simple as that. And it's just for people that's sensitive spiritually, man. This really does feel like hell, man. It really does fucking feel like hell. I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. It's a lot of fucking low vibrational activity going on out here. It's a lot of demonic energy out here. It's a lot of people their vessels are being hijacked. They don't even have control over their own vessel. Let's have a real conversation. You know, so we'll see what happens on episode 9 and 10. But I just love those moments in this show where it basically shows you like this is universal. This behavior would be universal in any timeline. You're gonna have the Judas. You don't know who you're gonna be able to trust. You know, you're gonna have people that you would think would be, you know, are supposed to be great leaders and lead you into some sort of, you know, lead you in a fucking war, lead you in a battle, lead you in a victory, and they're just cowards. They turn out to be fucking cowards. Like it's crazy, man. It's crazy, and it's all. What is it for? All. What is it all for? You know, it's for just the truth and a better, you know, like a better quality of life. You know, where you don't have to live like shit and be lied to. Let's have a real conversation. That's all this shit is about. That's all it's ever been about. You know, people people want the truth, and people, you know, want to be treated like you know, treated like they, you know, like they have some sort of value. Let's have a real conversation. Um, let me think. Is there anything I'm leaving out on this show? And then you got the black cop. He's so annoying, man. And they, you know, he just, you know, I get pissed off because I'm like, so you got the black sheriff, the not the old one, the new one, and he's just like, you know, oh, the law. I gotta obey the law, and I'm like, this coon ass nigga. I'm like, you another. But I love how it showcases all the personalities of you know the archetypes of humans, man. There's all of these types of people running around out here, and they're pathetic. Let's have a real conversation. Um, and it's a lot of, like, I guess it's called Plato's Cave, or the, you know, that story about the cave where the dude leaves the cave and then he sees the real world, and then he comes back and tells the people and they think he's fucking crazy. Like, that's kind of like what this silo shit is, you know. Juliet leaves the silo, she goes into another silo, finds out that there's dozens of fucking underground civilized societies, whatever you want to fucking call it, structures, whatever, you know. And now she's like, well, she realized when she left, she went to another one, and then this guy, this crazy ass nigga Solo. And you know what? I like Solo, man. I like Solo. Solo is funny, man. He's fucking weird as shit. But I like Solo, man. You know what I mean? Man, I don't know if that was a man or a woman. Lord have mercy. Anyway, so she goes to the silo, and Solo tells her, somebody left. He said somebody went outside because it's poisonous outside. When you go outside, you basically die, and it's rigged. It's rigged because when you go outside, they give you faulty tape on your suit so that the poison can get up inside your suit and kill you. And a lot of times, the people watch the people on the inside, they watch you outside and they watch you die. So that's what makes them, that keeps them controlled, you know. But this guy, him and Juliet did the same thing. They disappeared off the camera. Nobody saw them die. So that gave them hope that they could go outside, that they could be, you know, be free or find out the truth about what's going on out there or whatever. You know what I mean? So when he got, so when in Solo's silo, in Solo's silo, the guy walked outside, and then he wrote lies on the camera where everybody's watching him, and then he just walked to the side. He disappeared, and you know, that made people be like, okay, well, we want to go outside too. Basically because they didn't watch him die. You know what I'm saying? So it gave them hope, right? It gave them hopium, which is the most addictive drug known to man, hopium, right? So she found that out. She found out that, you know, by him not dying on camera or whatever, by the people not watching him die, it made them want to go outside. And it looked like it was like thousands of people, and they just all walked outside and they all fucking died. They all died. So now Juliet is like, okay, well, I got to go back and tell, I got to go back to my silo and tell them, you know what I mean, don't come out here. Because she doesn't want them all to die, whatever. So there's that. I get it. It's a cool plot, cool little story premise, whatever. I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. It's just different. It's a lot of shit. It's like, how could you know? Right? How could you know what the fuck was going on out there when you're born? You just imagine being born underground. one for one, for one. Just imagine being born underground. Never seeing the fucking sun. You know what I mean? Never touching grass, right? And and then you go and you finally go outside, you know? I mean, come on. How would you know? And then not even knowing that there's other silos. I don't even think that they know that there's other silos. At least her, the one she was in. You know what I'm saying? So how would you know? So until she went outside, it's like this information, the people at the top, they hoard this information and they play God. That's all this shit is, man. They sit up there and play God. The same way Donald Trump comes on TV, he's the president elect. And correct me if I'm wrong, they're gonna give the same information that Joe Biden get. They give the same information to the president elect. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Donald Trump gonna sit up there and say, oh well, the Joe Biden and the military knows what's going on with the drones, but his bitch ass won't sit up there and say nothing. And I'm telling you right now, when Donald Trump becomes president officially at the inauguration, right? If they don't fake some shit, he ain't gonna tell yo dumbass neither. Straight up. Donald Trump ain't gonna tell yo dumb the father of the huh? What? The father of Big Pharma? What? The father of Big Pharma? He ain't gonna give a fuck about you. He don't give a fuck about me. And he not gonna tell you a damn thing. Let's have a real conversation. You see what's going on? They having this is the friendliest this is the friendliest civil war I've ever seen in my life between what's going on with Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all of this dumb shit. I'm like, this is a friendly civil war, ain't it? Nobody even got a band-aid on out here. Look at the world that we living in, man. Soft as fuck. Everybody want to sit around and argue all day about nothing that matters, man. And that's what they want. While we sitting around arguing with each other about meaningless shit, you know, they're living their best life. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, man. That's why they keep pumping this bullshit out. Because if we went 30 days, if we went 30 days, okay? If we went 30 days without this, if people, yo, if motherfuckers just turned their TV off for 30 days, if motherfuckers just turned their TV off and did not, like, logged off of social media for 30 days and nobody paid attention to what they talking about, you know what I mean? It'd be a different world, dude. It'd be a different world. The energy would be so different out here, man. You know? The energy would be very different, man. So there's that. Let me see if there's anything else. I like Common's character. I like Common's character in the show. Common's a good actor, man. I can't even talk shit. Common's a good actor. And then yeah, the black lady, the judge, she wanted a suit because she wanted to go outside, but I guess I should have saw that coming. I thought he was gonna let her go outside. To be honest with you, I thought he was gonna let the mammy go outside. Whatever. It was funny because she quit drinking for like one episode. She quit drinking for like one episode, and then the next episode she died. Like she walks in, the president walks into the judge's house or whatever, a little dormitory, and she's like, I quit drinking, and he's like, when? And she's like, today. I'm like, this bitch. And then the next episode she dies. I'm like, this bitch is trifling, man. I mean, what a useless fucking character, dude. I mean, you can't make this shit up, man. I mean, that had to be the easiest role any human being could play on TV, man. So yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens in episode 9 and 10. It's a good show. What I'm paying attention to the most out of everything, it's a decent story, but what I pay attention to the most is just the psychology of these people that's in this situation, and basically like the behavior of people, right before a rebellion type of situation, and everything both sides. It's really a tug of war. Both sides are trying to do, the quote unquote, the power that be or controllers, what they're doing, like the tactics. It's like a game of chess, really. The tactics that they're uh putting into place, and then how the rebels and the people at the bottom are responding, or whatever the case may be, to what's going on. But that, the truth is, man, at the end of the day, it's like, I see both sides. Most people are not objective. They don't have the ability to see both sides. It's as simple as that. And it's like these people want to go outside. They all gonna die. They want to go outside. You're gonna die. And it's like the president, and that side of it, the president, the raiders, the judge, they're pricks. Like they're they're dirt. They're not clean. They're just overusing. They're misusing that power, that title that they have. But at the same time, they are keeping those people alive. At the same time, they are keeping those people alive, and that's why they call it order out of chaos to a certain extent, because when it comes to the chaos that's happening, um, they're controlling these narratives. Whenever some chaos happens, there's a controlled narrative behind it, to try to keep the order. Basically, and what is the order? Um, the order is just basically, the rules of the rules of the silo. Let's have a real conversation. You know? But in this realm, there is no such thing as freedom. If we having a real conversation. In this realm, freedom is a myth. In this realm, happiness is temporary. Let's just call it what it fucking is. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of demons out here having fun. Let's just call it what it is. It's a lot of demons jumping in and out of people having fun, and it's just real hard to It's fucking cold as shit out here, dude. It's fucking cold as shit. You know? There's no freedom here, and it was never meant. I don't think this realm was ever meant. I don't think this realm was ever meant. It was meant to have real freedom. It is what it is. Y'all let me know. Have you watched Silo? What do you think about it so far? We on episode 8. Once again, Apple TV is free right now, so definitely, go check it out. Form your own opinion on the show. It's a cool little show. Right now, I'm in the process of watching like people's reactions and shit. But I look at the world that we living in, man, and it's like You see all these people on social media, and it's just like, bro, just people just it's just misplaced energy, man. Just a bunch of fucking people using their energy to make fucking video like TikToks, to edit videos and shit. And post and post and post. But where are the people that's coming together? I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them, right? I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find the people that's coming together. I don't give a fuck. Because right now, say the grid went down right now. The grid go down, you can't post shit. How you gonna communicate? These same people that's making these posting all of this shit on TikTok with their phones, adding this dumbass spooky music behind it and all of this shit. These people don't have radios. These people don't have a year's worth of food. These people don't have anywhere to, you know what I'm saying? They don't. A lot of these people don't even have weapons. Just have a real conversation, man. So it's like a lot of people just hyping up the propaganda, you know? And it's like in the show, they show you the war tactics in the show. They turned off the communication. That was one of the first things they did. They turned off the fucking communication in the show. So people couldn't, so that information could not get to where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Or at least as fast as it could. Let's just call it what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and I might rewatch a couple episodes. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see if it's just like a deja vu type of situation. I'm curious to see if Juliet's silo, the people of her silo, they all basically try to go outside. I'm curious to see that. I ain't gonna lie. And it's like I'm kind of confused because I'm like, okay, if Juliet goes back to her silo, they're gonna see her come in there. All they gotta do is turn the camera off or whatever. They don't have to let her in. How is she gonna get in? How is she gonna get back inside the site? It's like a fucking underground society where they gotta like press all, unlock all of these doors just to let you in or out. So it's like even if she make it back through the gas and all of this shit. Even if she make it back, even if she makes it back, how the fuck is she gonna even get back inside? It don't make no fucking sense. How is she gonna communicate with anybody? They're gonna see her, the people, the president, and whatever, his people. And that's another thing that pisses me off so much about this show. They call them like the IT or like, like the people that's that's working the technology and shit, working the cameras and all this other shit. It's like they're the problem. The IT people, right? The tech specialists, people that's all working the cameras and doing the surveillance. They're the problem. You're the problem. You're the problem. The sheriffs, you're the problem. The raiders, you're the problem. They're all keeping the bullshit going. They're all protecting this. They're all protecting a rigged system. And it's just like, bro. It's just like for 24 hours, man. I just wish I could know what it would feel like to live in a sovereign world. What that shit would really look like and feel like. To just live in a world where it's like I don't have to worry about going to work for somebody else. You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about being a fucking economic slave. I can have my own, right? I can have my own shit, right? My own space, land, whatever. You know, that'd be the closest thing you could get to happiness in this realm. Just having your own shit. You know what I mean? So, this video is low key, and I say I am. You know who I am. Hopefully Solo isn't dead. Cause at first he was annoying as shit. But then he grew on me. No Diddy.